Right. More time for more Amstrad Action. That time of the week again. And we start off issue number 60. September 1990. £1.45 still. Britain's best-selling magazine for the CPC 46466466128. The exclusive, simply stunning Amstrad's new games console and plus range, a full story review and analysis inside. And find out where your money goes with Bank Balancer. Adlan at Last, the new adventure game creator, reviewed. Programming your sound chip, this month's pianos. Top public domain software on trial. Burning Rubber, Hostages, blockbusting budget bonanza. Signs of the times. Oh boy, Midnight Resistance. We'll be getting to that. Lineup. Amstrad Action, September 1990. The front end. MC, the new CPCs are here. Reaction. You said it. Serious side. The consoles are coming. Amstrad's new games machine prepares to take over the world. Good luck with that. The action begins on 35. Burnin Rubber, first ever Amstrad console game reviewed. Helpline for all your readers in need. Money, money, money. A program that helps you find out where it all goes. Forum, Brigadier Waring sorts out another batch of Tiki Trubs. Preview City, top secret console games on their way. Yeah, some of them will be very secret. Hostages, Infogrames holds the world to ransom. Budget Bonanza, long overdue, a huge wodge of budget bargains. CPC Plus, what have they done to old Arnold? This and all the gin from Amstrad. Sounding off, James Pinto makes a piano. The Borg, a hairy pal buries his axe in another load of software. Long live the CPC! It's official at last. Amstrad's new console and upgraded CPCs will be arriving at retail outlets as you're reading this, and should be available in the shops within a matter of weeks. You'll find the full story elsewhere in this issue, but for now I'll just say that everyone on Amstrad Action is very excited by the new machinery and what it means for the future, particularly since Amstrad is clearly backing the CPC 100%, even if it doesn't call it the CPC anymore. The best news of all, as far as the CPC owners are concerned, is that Amstrad has succeeded in not making the old CPC obsolete, as well as making major improvements to the range as games playing machines in an increasingly competitive market. Amstrad has taken a fair bit of stick in the past for not really making the most of the CPC, but with this major relaunch, we reckon it's pretty well made up for everything. Sure, we'll see. Amstrad User Club is back again here. MC, the new Amstrads are here. GX4000 console, 464 plus, 6128 plus. Months, even years after the speculation first began, Amstrad has unveiled its new games-only CPC-based console. At the same time, the company has operated and completely restyled the existing machines, ready for a renewed onslaught on the 8-bit home computer market. Console beginnings. The first inklings that a console version of the CPC might appear came way back in 1989. Amstrad Action's sister magazine, New Computer Express, ran the story last September, but at the time Amstrad refused to comment. First news of the new console came in... okay, good. Since then, the rumours have grown. In AA55, we revealed the console's enhanced graphics and sound capabilities, and the fact that these would be incorporated into new versions of the 464 and 6128 too. Yeah, other than half of them being wrong. And in AA58, we brought you detail specs. Oh yeah, that's right, and those are still wrong. And info on the secret machines. And Amstrad, still no comment. And then in June, a dozen English journalists were summoned by Amstrad to a hush-hush launch in Paris. And the official unveiling for the press of the new machines. Catch, however, was a non-disclosure agreement preventing publication until mid-August, and to give Amstrad time to gear itself up for the full public launch. That day is here. For the full story on all the new machines, turn to the special features beginning on pages 16 and 34. CPC Plus. The news that the CPC computer is going to live on as a Plus, rather than just turning into a games-only console, is wonderful news for existing owners. Despite the enhanced hardware in the Plus models, it will still run all current CPC programs. Nearly. The price of this backwards compatibility is that the enhanced graphics and sound are available only to cartridge software. But since it's principally games that require enhancements anyway, Amstrad appears to have secured the best of both worlds. Again, we'll get to that one day. One byproduct of the relaunch, incidentally, is that the CPC name is no more. The console has been called the GX4000, while the Plus machines are simply the Amstrad 464 Plus and 6128 Plus. Not a CPC to be seen. Looking great. Amstrad is clearly serious about its new machines. Some £20 million will be spent between October and Christmas on advertising them both in the press and on TV. And the amount of work that has gone into the design of the hardware, both inside and outside, is an indication of Amstrad's determination to corner the market. If the console and the Plus range reap the success they deserve, there will be a general run-on effect for the rest of the industry. Increased numbers of machines sold means increased quantities of software bought. Great news for existing CPC programmers, and food for thought for those thinking of dipping their toes in the CPC Plus waters. Amstrad Plus range retains full compatibility with the old CPC. Amstrad's new GX4000 is set to challenge console giants Sega and Nintendo. Sure, okay. The new machines, what they cost. The GX4000 console, £99, with 2 game controller pedals, Ocean Game Burnin rubber on cartridge, mains power adapter and manual. 464 Plus mono, £230, 1 game controller pedal, Burnin rubber and basic on cartridge, 12-inch mono monitor and manual. 464 Plus colour, £330 as above with 14-inch colour monitor. 6128 Plus mono, £330 as 464 Plus mono. And 6128 Plus colour, £430 is the 464 Plus colour. The GX4000 console will work with either a domestic television set or Amstrad monitor. The Amstrad monitor gives stereo output via its built-in speakers. It's a thing that the original didn't do. It's speakers on the unit itself, just the one speaker though. You get expansion that will give you stereo sound though. But this time the unit does not have the speakers, they put them in the monitors instead. Wave bargains. Mail order Supremo Wave is offering CPC owners a few bargains right now. First off are ready-made leads as described in the video titling section in AA58's multimedia feature. Wave will knock you up one of these standard length 1.5 meter longer to order for a mere £6.99 plus 58p P&P. Wave has also got its hands on some copies of the hugely sought-after Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, which is selling for £16.24 plus 115 P&P. Finally, those Amstrad second drives are going for bargain knockdown price. The DD1, the one with the interface, and the FD1 are both $69.95 plus 460 P&P. For further bargains, check the ad in this issue. Amstrad's second drive is now cheaper than ever. Adlan is finished. AA's very own Balrog has been eagerly anticipating Graduate Software's new Adlan adventure creator for months. Now at last it's finished. Find out whether this ROM-based application really will revolutionize the world of homebrew adventures in the full review on page 63. MicroStyle's macro value. Owners of the 464 can feel a bit hard done by, according to MicroStyle. Indeed, to bring these machines up to the higher 6128 spec, the company used to sell the ROM board extra. Well, the 6128 ROM chip disappearance has put pay to that, but MicroStyle now has another add-on to turbocharge those 464s. For £29, including VAT, postage and packing, the company will convert any DK-Tronic 64K RAM pack to a full 256K. Just send in your existing 64K pack plus the cache. Your existing bank switching software will immediately recognize the extra RAM, so there is no problems there. MicroStyle's offer is still a good one even if you don't have a 64K pack in the first place. MicroStyle will sell you one of those for a low price of $38.99 and convert it at the same price. Total cost will be $67.99, over £20 cheaper than the cost of the proper 256K pack. Fanzine file. Time for a bit of fanzine news, with two particularly noteworthy publications dropping through the AA letterbox. Printo Out is a bi-monthly mag and comes from Thomas Defoe of Bishop Stortford. Issue 4 is an A4 42-pager containing news, articles, reviews, and simply pages of tutorials on programming in BASIC and machine code. The whole lot is put together and very nicely indeed. Okay. Current circulation is around 100, but Thomas is looking for more readers. If you're interested, one issue costs £1.10, although there are some subscription deals, and you should send a cheque for that amount made payable to Thomas Defoe at Printout, 8 Maze Green Road, Bishop Stortford, Hertfordshire. The second mag is from occasional AA contributor Carl Surrey. His newspaper costs just 30p as long as you send an SAE. An A4 13-pager, issue 2 is crammed with reviews, hints, tips and news. Issue 3 could be a problem though. I've enjoyed doing both of my newsletters, but it's very time consuming. Having to do all the work with just my wife to spell check, make tea and give moral support. Carl wants to do more issues, but they won't be on a regular basis unless one idea I've been toying with is to throw it open to your good selves to supply some of the articles and reviews. If you fancy a go, send me a disc with your page on it. Stop Press, Tasword 6108 or Brunword are the best. But I can do ProText. So there you go, budding subscribers and or authors can get in touch with Carl. Print out the high quality fanzine from Thomas Defoe. Cottage industry. Scarcely a day goes by that we don't get a call or a letter about some mail order company or other stuff not turning up, games not available yet after all, etc. Well, most people have no trouble at all with postal shopping. A few still get unlucky. Two such disillusioned types are Malcolm Cabot and Patrick Thompson, who between them have just set up Cottage Software, a mail order company with a distinctly different approach. Apart from selling software at the usual discounts, Cottage will be offering a free hints, help and tips service to all buyers of its games. The company has already compiled a large database of information on a whole host of games, and buyers can order a wodge of info at the same price as they order their games, for nothing more than the cost of an SAE. On the other hand, you may want to have a go on your own if you new game, and only get back in touch if you get really stuck. All Cottage asks in return for this notable new service is that customers periodically send in hits and tips of their own, which can be added to the Cottage database. That way, it'll always be up to date. Spectra Video's clear winner. Spectra Video, famous for its wacky joysticks, have excelled itself once more, this time with a completely transparent QuickJoy Topstar. It's claimed to be the company's strangest, joystick yet. Users can peer avidly at its wiggling internals as they take a momentary break between waves of rampaging battle zogs from Ninja. Or is it? Never mind. Price is £24.95, so you don't get complete nudity for nothing. That's enough tiresome innuendo. Meanwhile, the Conix Mega Blaster, also handled by Spectra Video, is down £2 in price to an amazing £4.99. The micro-switched version is also down £2 to £6.99. This makes the latter possibly the cheapest micro-switched joystick in the world. Spectra Video also observes that although the Mega Blaster is worth its weight in gold when blasting waves of Zog Ninjas from Bootle, it only costs its weight in paper clips. Now we've heard everything. Automotive action from Accolade. Experience the power, the passion, the performance with Accolade's Grand Prix circuit. Players will get to sliver and slide around Monaco, blast down the straightaways at Hockenheim, and snarl through the tunnels at the base of Mount Fuji in their quest to win the World Formula One Championship, out soon on the CPC. Price will be $9.99 on cassette and $16.99 on disc. Also from the Accolade stable comes Star Control, an action strategy game involving ship-to-ship combat and galactic conquest, against a backdrop of three-dimensional rotating star clusters. Now, star clusters are pretty big things, but your particular one is not big enough for both the Urquan hierarchy, the bad guys, and the alliance of three stars, the good guys. Two players select which side they want to represent and their skill level, and then embark on a strategic and tactical battle to either save the civilized universe or overrun it with evil, depending on your bent. Prices haven't been settled yet, so watch this space. Simulation City, or to be more precise, SimCity. This curious release from French software house Infogrames says as you're acting a mayor of a budding metropolis, deciding how to spend your annual budget on industry, commerce and housing. If it all sounds a bit dull, be prepared to be astonished. It really is addictive stuff. We've only seen an Apple Macintosh version so far, but all we have to be unglued from it when it's time to go home. The fascination stems from seeing your embryonic little settlement blossoming and blooming into a large conurbation teeming with life, and that's enough megalomania. Release dates and prices aren't known yet, but the CPC version is known to be well advanced now. All Formats Research. A nifty bit of market research at the last All Formats Computer Fair has yielded a large number of interesting and not at all confusing statistics. For a start, it seems that 57% of those questioned had made friends through computing. Also, the average amount of money spent on computing during the past year was £488. Ouch. People travelled far and wide to get to the fair too. 13% had come over 150 miles. The main attraction for most was the fact that the fair represented an opportunity to pick up computer bargains. 31% were attracted by low prices, 27% by the chance of getting hold of bits and pieces hard to find elsewhere, and 17% because so much was available for their particular machine. Interestingly, serious users far outnumbered gamesters, 64% versus 27%. The next All Formats Computer Fair will be held at London's new Horticultural Hall on September 1st and 2nd. CES Charity Update. Latest news about this autumn's computer entertainment show is that the organisers have joined up with the Childline charity. This means that a whole host of TV and sports stars will be there to support the cause. For their own part, the organisers are handing over a proportion of each ticket sold, and the charity is setting itself a target of £50,000 for the 4-day event. Apart from stands by US Gold, Activision, Ocean, Domark, Microsoft, Gremlin, Microprose, Virgin, Accolade, and a host more exciting new innovations from Commodore, Sega, and Nintendo are promised. No mention of the Amstrad console though, so maybe lips will be sealed until the last possible moment. As well as software and hardware attractions, the International Computer Games Championships will take place over the weekend, and the living room of the future will demonstrate to visitors what their living room will look like in the year 2000. The venue is Earl's Court. The dates Saturday 15th, 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. and Sunday the 16th, 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. September. To get 50p off the admission fee, cut out the coupon on this page. Top TV stars will be at Computer Entertainment Show at Earl's Court this September. These people you've probably never seen before. Special AA offer. This voucher will get you 50p off the admission fee for the Computer Entertainment Show. Rules. Number 1. EMAP reserves the right to refuse admission. 2. Only one coupon per visitor. 3. No photocopies. Public days. Yeah, we got that. And wacky. Unbeatable value. Unbeatable service. This is still there. Reaction. Another sack full of mail. We take the rough with the smooth. Future shocks. I am all in favour of progress, and I have long suffered ridicule from Amiga owners for owning an amazing CPC 6128, and the new machines planned by Amstrad have their disadvantages. Either one, software houses will concentrate on the new machines, leaving us stranded, Or 2, software houses will not take advantage of the new capabilities and will make more software for existing owners, leaving new owners with no software. Although I'm in favour of progress, I do like my CPC and would not like to sell it because of lack of software. We seem to have a situation where somebody loses out. Finally, I commend you on your great mag. It, unlike the coming machines, provides something for everyone. Richard Back, Leon C, Essex. You're wrong about the software dilemma. Software companies will be writing for both formats. The game's hardware in the new machines is accessed only by cartridges, so the existing CPC format is going to carry on as before. Read about it further in this issue and ignore the Amiga-related abuse. They don't know better. Probably the best letter in the world. After I've read your exciting articles about public domain software for free, I've become very interested in getting some. But how can I do it? Everywhere except bulletin boards, I have to send money and at least an SAE. Unfortunately, I'm not able to buy English stamps where I live. Do you know where I can get hold of some PD software? I don't have modem. Do all these English PD libraries really mean that I have to be a software pirate just to get some free programs? Please help me solve this problem. Think about how all overseas readers of AA have the same problem. There's nowhere you can go and buy an English stamp. Torben Jensen, Otterup, Denmark. Actually, this is a bit of a puzzler, isn't it? Perhaps all those PD companies out there are listening, in which case, how about just slapping on a charge for PMP for overseas readers? As for the other thing, I'm damned if I know why you can't get English stamps in Denmark. You can get Danish bacon in Tesco's. Standard whinge. Does Trenton Webb have a monopoly on reviewing games? It seems as if nearly all the games reviewed in the last few issues have been done by him. Couldn't he let someone else try once in a while? Such as me, because he's obviously not very good at it. He nearly always gives the useless games a master game, or a rave. Stephen Troupé, King's Lynn. That's poor Trent, we knew him well. Trent is our pal and we won't hear a word said against him. However, times change and we have chucked him off AA so that James can give useless games master game or rave reviews instead. Actually, a lot of heart searching goes into each rating, and review writing takes a huge amount of skill and talent. So no, you can't. Polish film starring CPCs. Just a few minutes ago, I saw 2 CPC 6128s on a Polish film on BBC Two. It wasn't a very good film, only that bit was interesting. Does Amstrad know about this? It was made in 1988. Or did they get free publicity? The mag's very good, but can be improved in the following ways. Continue page 298. David Shenton, Wigan. Amstrad, like all major electronics companies, has a Polish film monitoring department. I understand that your offer in question blinked, however, and missed the appearance to which you refer. It'll be repeated at Christmas, no doubt. By the way, what are you doing watching obscure Polish films when you should be doing homework? Good Eggs Corner. As I see more and more letters in reaction recently complaining about mail order companies, I can't help feeling that not all the companies are like this. There are some truly very decent mail order companies about who state when games that they are advertising have not yet been released. I can't see why companies should take stickers for this, as they seem to be behaving quite responsibly. Finally, do what AA have repeatedly said, phone the company first to check availability of any specific games. Mark Perella, Monmouth, Gwent. P.S. I'm sure many people, including me, are missing Emma Broadley, and I wish she'd come back. I wish her good luck in whatever she is doing now. Most mail order companies provide an excellent service. The exceptions grab all the attention, thus blowing the problems out of proportion. If you have found an excellent company, tell all your friends. Tell us as well if you have to. And as for Emma, she is currently in Munich organising trade fairs, but maintains close links with AA and Future Publishing. CD deficiency. I own an Amstrad CPC 464 and have recently come up with the idea of getting a Codemaster CD games pack. Though I think they are trendy, I'm in two minds about buying one. I've studied the Christmas Amstrad Action very carefully and I'm wondering if there are any other software companies which are going to produce games on CD. Dean Watkinson, Sheffield. The Codemasters CD packs, where are they? The Codemasters CD pack is certainly trendy and is very good value, with the games averaging just 60p each, but we're told various hold-ups and technical hitches are still delaying a proper launch even now, so you have to wait a bit longer. Try forever. No one else has shown any interest in the idea, but as we said in the original article, they should. And my dribble doesn't understand me. A couple of months ago, I wrote asking to be put on your helpline, which you did. Why was I dropped from it? Was it because of the number of entries? Or was it because someone was dissatisfied with the help I gave? I'd greatly appreciate it if you would put me back on the helpline and let me know why I was dropped. By the way, I do have a couple of complaints relating to people who wrote to me. One person wrote asking for a complete list of all the pokes, hints and tips I had. As I have all AAs plus some other magazines, this was ridiculous to say the least. 2. Another person, Ida from Belfast, wrote asking for complete maps of Head Over Heels and Batman, and pokes for both. The maps I photocopied in full colour, not cheap, and sent off with a request for a small amount of money to cover my costs. She never wrote back. In my helpline ad, it said a small charge to cover costs. I never asked for this first. I relied on the goodwill of the people writing. Please try to make this point for the good of all the helpliners in the mag. Mark Riley, Leicester. Helpline is a free service and is heavily subscribed, so new helpliners will naturally replace existing ones in time. The system exists due to the goodwill of the users, so you lot, if people take liberties, it puts the entire service in jeopardy. You have been warned. Bubbling up from down under. First of all, I'll air my major, in fact my only gripe with Amstrad Action. In case you didn't know, the distribution network for AA out here in Bunbury, Western Australia is terrible. Not only does the magazine arrive here up to 3 months late, but it also doesn't arrive at regular intervals. So I have to look in the newsagent during the first 2 weeks of every month, hoping that the newsagent has bothered to put it on the shelf. The last problem is one which has come up before, and that is the steep 4.5 Aussie dollars, around £2.10, that I'm expected to pay for each issue. Now for the suggestions. How about giving a couple of awards for the adventures you review? Even though I have only been reading for about 9 months, this subject has not been brought up once. I feel this would make it easier, especially for those of us new to adventuring, like me, to judge which adventures to spend our hard-earned money on. Suggestion number 2. Why don't you team up with a good software company and release a compilation with perhaps 8 of the best games over the last few years? I reckon this ought to include People's Saturday, because it looks so brilliant and plays so well. And also, if this is followed up, it will be the only way for me to get a hold of it out here. It's a must for including, in my opinion. A survey could be included in a future edition of AA asking which games could be included from a given selection maybe. And what would be a suitable title? I think Past Masters would be a great title, but I could be wrong. And I still had the bad luck to use a C64. One of the Commodore magazines did this, and it was a great success. The only thanks I ask is that I be sent the first tape copy of this wonderful new compilation as a tribute to my great ideas. Ben Mercer, Bunbury, Western Australia. The Borg handles all the AA adventuring, and we don't argue with him, owing to his size and evil disposition. We have left your comments outside his cave, however. Secondly, the software houses hold on to their best games and release them on their own compilations later. It would cost a fortune for us to buy the games and then distribute the compilation ourselves. We'll leave software publishing to the experts. Delusions of Power. My friend recently bought an Amiga and then purchased a game called Populous. This is one of the best games I've played. I was wondering if any God simulation games like this have come out on the Amstrad. If so, where can these games be purchased? I own an Amstrad 6128. Adam Roper, Gillingham, Kent. Playing God, eh? Potential megalomaniacs might like to have the power of life and death over a city that have designed themselves. Not quite God, but certainly up to the mayoral level. The game is called SimCity and is due out any minute now from French company Infogrames. CPM show. Can I use your letters paste advertiser? Forthcoming event being arranged by the CPM and MS-DOS users group. Following the success of the 989 sale, we are arranging another sale of second-hand computers, peripherals and software. It will be on Saturday 15th of September between 10 a.m. and 2 p.m. at the Spring Lodge Community Centre in Witham, Essex. Anyone wishing to buy a stand to sell your wares should contact me. Roger Stangroom, CPM and MS-DOS users group, Witham, Essex. No, you can't. What was the question? One of those off my chest letters. This is one of those off my chest letters to put my conscience at rest. 1. I was disappointed Glasgow Celtic FC did not get a mention in the footballing first column in AA45. For those who do not know what they achieved, they were the first British team to win the European Cup in 1967. I suppose it wasn't your fault. 2. Does the Blitz Basic compiler work with an expanded 464 with disk drive? 3. How about a poke for Rockstar? One which makes chart climbing easier and prevents your stars from being killed would be much appreciated. 4. Would the game Pirates on disk work with the system mentioned in Q2? Would you give the name, address and phone number of a company who supplies this game on disk? 5. Please could you answer my questions? I am a regular reader, very much in distress. Peter Campbell, Strathclyde. 1. No, Glasgow Celtic FC winning the European Cup wasn't our fault. 2. We haven't received a review copy of Blitz Basic yet, so watch this space to find out. 3. Well, how about one? We don't know, in other words. 4. We're totally ignorant of System Q2. Is it a relic of the Cold War, a short wheelbase ocean liner? We're delighted to find out what this is. 5. The UR couldn't be clearer. Here's the helpline. Oi, helpline is for readers wanting helps, tips or pen pals, or offering any of the above. No money is to change hands, okay? This page is for free help only. If you send in an entry asking for money for your services, you're wasting your time and a stamp. It'll be straight in the bin. On the other hand, send in a check for £5 and you could go in small ads. 80 Championship tie break. Pin him to the baseline, attack the net and volley the winner. You might have taken this match, but it was on grass. Can you play as well on clay or on the indoor courts? With tiebreak, you'll soon find out. And the play selection doesn't end there. Play singles or doubles. Select to play in all the major tournaments such as Wimbledon, Davis Cup, French Open, and many more. You can then make a racket selection, and that could win you the match. Featuring all the shots in the book, breathtaking animation, and amazingly realistic speech and sound effects on TV-style presentation make tiebreak the out-and-out winner on any micro. Commodore, Atari ST, and Amiga, it says. Alright, here we go. The consoles are coming. Computer games represent one of the fastest growing areas in the world of leisure, and Amstrad, pioneer of the affordable home computer, is staking its claim with a fantastic new games console, the GX4000. Imagine playing super quick arcade-style games with amazing graphics drawn from thousands of colours, games with stereo sounds and superb synthesized effects, and written by all the top programming houses, so there will always be loads of high-quality games to choose from. Massive games with lots of graphics and levels, so you can play for ages, and games that load in an instant without having to wait tedious minutes for the tape to finish. How much would you expect a machine that gave you all this to cost? You'd be pleasantly surprised. Astoundingly, all this can be yours for less than £100. The GX4000 is the name of Amstrad's long-awaited games console. Rumours of such a machine on its way have been floating about for over a year now, but have always met with a firm no comment from Amstrad. There have been much speculation about what the console would offer, but the product that Amstrad will unveil to the public this autumn has exceeded everybody's expectations. Based on Amstrad's CPC home computer, the console has been given extra internal circuitry to give it turbocharged performance. The bare essentials. A console is a computer without a keyboard. All the expensive mechanical parts, such as disk drives and keyboards, aren't necessary. The games come on cartridges. They're plugged directly into the machine. All that the console needs is a processor to run the programs, and there's a few special chips to speed things up. If forgetting RAM, they've got to store things somewhere. The result of all the non-essential components being stripped out is that Amstrad can offer the games player a technically excellent device at an unbeatable price. But people who want to compute as well as play games haven't been ignored. Two upgrades to the CPC computers, called the Plus range, will be available. These have keyboards and either tape or disk drives, so that more conventional software can be loaded and saved. They will also have the cartridge port to enable them to take advantage of the stunning games that will be available on these plug-in plastic programs. And what stunners they'll be, with over 4,000 colours to choose from, 32 of which can be displayed at a time, giving millions of combinations. And built-in sprite hardware, which allow images to be drawn extremely quickly. These special hardware tricks, including mega fast screen scrolling, mean that the games will be of as near as makes no difference arcade quality. Burnin ambition. If Burnin Rubber, the game supplied with the console, see page 45 for a full review, is anything to go by, the programmers are doing their utmost to make sure that the features offered are used to the full. For instance, the Rubber uses the massive colour palette to fade the screen from broad daylight to night as you race along. In addition, get your racing line wrong and the result could be a spectacular cartwheel down the track. All this is just a taste of what's to come, though. As programmers get more familiar with the inner workings of the machine, the games can only get better and better. The games promise to be big too. The cartridges have enormous memory capacity. There's a lot of room for detailed graphics and plenty of space for masses of screens. So well as having hundreds of brilliant games to play, they'll last a long time too. Hundreds of brilliant games, okay. The top software houses providing the programs can be sure that they're going to be good and in plentiful supply. A healthy competitive market with all the big names vying for sales of their games can only heighten the quality of the products available. In comparison, other console manufacturers have a strict monopoly on the software produced for their machines. Styling for the 90s. It's not just the insides of the consoles that are impressive, the styling has been brought right up into the 90s for new sleek moulding that gives it the appearance of a starfighter from Planet X. And two joypads are supplied, while a variety of games controllers will be made available, analog joysticks for greater precision in certain games, and a light gun socket that will really allow you to let rip. You'll be able to connect the console directly to an ordinary domestic television set, but for better quality pictures, matching monitors complete with stereo speakers are available. Of course, this does increase the price, but the display is truly excellent. One thing's for certain, the GX4000 will revolutionise the way that games are played. Amstrad is set to storm the console market in the 90s in the same way it stormed the home computer market with the CPC in the 80s. The console market is a very powerful new contender indeed. There you see the guts already. There you go. The GX4000 console is heavily based on Amstrad's CPC range of computers. Significant advances have been made, though. A clever custom-designed chip at the heart of the system delivers unprecedented power for the price. Other features? A Z80A running at 4 MHz drives the software. This is the same processor as used in the CPC computers. Proper vectored interrupts allow essential tasks like DMA update to take place automatically. The complex custom chip has 18,000 gates and 2K of built-in memory, allowing powerful graphics handling and sound generation. A lot of the processor's workload is taken over by this chip. 64K of RAM is included for temporary data storage. 16K of RAM is devoted to screen memory. Up to 16 colours can be displayed from a palette of 4096. The console uses the same sound processor as its predecessor, the CPC range. However, a sophisticated DMA, direct memory access controller, plays the music without burdening the processor. The DMA uses a simple command language for note generation, timing and repeat loops. 3 special inbuilt programs feed the chip without CPU intervention. There are 16 hardware sprites, each 16 by 16 pixels. Each is made up of 16 colours and can be magnified to double or quadruple normal size. Sprite size and palette are independent of the screen mode, effectively increasing the number of on-screen colours to 32. Smooth hardware scrolling has been implemented. The screen can be scrolled a pixel at a time, both horizontally and vertically. Programmable scanline interrupts allow the colours, sprite data, and even the mode to be altered halfway through each frame. This creates the illusion of more colours, more sprites, and split mode screens without major programming effort. The cartridges can hold a massive 1 megabit. That's 128K of instantly accessible code. Plenty for even the most sophisticated games. Not quite true. It does support up to 512K cartridges, but no game was released with that much. A light gun similar to the Amstrad Light Phaser will be available around time of launch. There are 2 chips inside the cartridge. The giant 128K ROM chip contains the software itself. Edge connector plugs into the cartridge port. The smaller chip is a mystery. It is custom made by Amstrad. It is thought to be that it could be part of a special security locking system to prevent illegal piracy of the software. Yes, it is exactly what it is. You got everything else here. The central processor 8-bit Z80A, sound chip AY38912. Controller ports, joystick and light guns connect through these. Got a cartridge slot. Yeah, everything you need to know. 64K of memory. A custom chip. Those are all the clever bits. Completely console mad. News of Amstrad's consoles might have taken some people by surprise, but keen watchers of the home computer scene could have made a pretty good guess as to what the latest Strad would be. Why? Well, this is the year of the console, Steve Jarrett explains. Console roundup, how much they cost. The Nintendo NES, £100, aging 8-bit machine with a funny display system, limited palette, and teeny sprites. But it has the Super Mario games and the full backing of the largest video game company on the planet. Nintendo Game Boy, £90, cracking little device with stereo sound and small but monochrome LCD screen. Small enough to slip into your pocket and runs up to 16 hours on one set of batteries. There are loads of games already available, and they should start shipping the Game Boy in this country late summer. Hurrah! Atari 2600, £40. The ancient VCS in a different box. Crap graphics, but the games play well and the carts only costed £10 a piece. Reported as being the best-selling console last Christmas, and it's only 10 years old. Atari 7800 XE, £70. Basically Atari's XE computer without the keyboard. Recently redesigned and put in a smart grey box with big pastel-coloured buttons. More powerful big brother of the 2600 for improved visuals and better games. The machine for which Lucasfilm's Ball Blazer was written. Cheap console, cheap games. Atari Lynx, £180. The absolute ultimate in portable gaming. Superb colour LCD screen, amazing hardware, and the ability to link up to 8 players at a time. A tad expensive at £180 and a limited library of games so far. Sega Master System, £80. Superior to the NES but spoiled by a generally average library of games. This could all change now that European software houses are supporting the machine though. 3D glasses and a light phaser boost the lasting interest, and Virgin and Sega are starting to push the machine very hard indeed. It also has its own dedicated magazine called S, the Sega Mag, from the same people that bring you AA. Check it out. The Sega Mega Drive, £190. The console to watch. Sega's 16-bit console is just about to go on sale in the UK. A bunch of dedicated chips make this a real mean mother. Tinny sound though, and the first batch of games has been a disappointment, but just you wait. Sega Game Gear, price to be announced. Colour handheld with a specification slightly inferior to that of the Lynx. If Sega can get its act together, this could be a real contender. Should arrive in Japan next year. Europe, God knows. PC Engine, £180. Brilliant 8-bit machine with go faster stripes. Neat, compact, and extremely good at being a games machine. Called the TurboGrafx in the States, it came up against the Genesis and died. NEC is now too busy pushing it in the US to launch the thing in Europe. Nintendo Super Famicom, price to be announced. Legendary 16-bit Nintendo machine rumored to be something special, but don't get too worked up because us poor saps in the UK won't see one for yonks. The SuperGrafx, £275, upgraded version of the PC Engine, but remaining download compatibility. Superb machine, crap design. If only NEC could find Europe on its map. SNK Neo Geo, £450. The ultimate console at the moment. However, this box of tricks costs around £400 and the game's around £200 a piece. Enough said. Commodore C64 game system, £100. To be launched in September, around £99. Basically a keyboardless C64. Clever cartridge design means it's easy to convert existing games to run on the console, and the cartridges are directly compatible with the C64 itself. Could do well. Or not. Amstrad GX 4000, £99. Consoles come smaller, cheaper, and technologically more advanced than Amstrad's new machine, but not all three at once. Amstrad has taken note of the route followed by all these console manufacturers before it, and has come up with a project designed to steal sales from the biggest chunk of the market. The 16-bit consoles are the best, but they cost a fortune, and they're still hard to get. The PC Engine isn't really available here yet, and shows no signs of being so in the near future, while the handheld machines are perceived as toys. That leaves the Sega Master System and Nintendo NES claiming the bulk of the UK cheap console market. The Amstrad console is better than both, and will offer games, and has the huge Amstrad name behind it. More games. Okay, sure, more games. Yeah, think about that. Bank Balancer, $14.99 disc. 6128, 664, 6128 only. Osprey Software, Sheffield. Ever wondered where all your money goes apart from fast cars, loose women, and dry roasted peanuts? Well, I like them. With the help of Bank Balancer, you may get to find out. James Leach investigates. Good. Does a neat, accurate job with little fuss. Bad. Manuals only photocopied dot matrix print. But get the bird on the loading screen. Look at that. Setting necessary words of warning during loading. Software piracy is fifth. Uh-oh. One day at the market. Look, computer games. Hang on, these look like copies. This definitely is. Pow. Yeah, you two buy something or naff off. You shouldn't be selling the stuff that's against the law, and I don't like it. Later, where is it? FAST? He's thinking about the money. £1,000 reward for information linked to prostitution and conviction. Any information on piracy should be passed to FAST, the Federation Against Software Theft. Console competition. Win a console. Yep, you too could become the proud owner of a brand new Amstrad GX 4000 games console for the price of naught, more than a stamp. Interested? Then read on. Here's a competition entry form. All you have to do for a chance to win a brilliant Amstrad GX 4000 console is answer the following three extremely difficult questions. 1. What is the GX 4000? Is it A, the most aerodynamic executive saloon yet from Vauxhall? B, the broken trunnion widget sprocket bearing that's stopping the Hubble Space Telescope working? C, the new computer games console from Amstrad? 2. What are the names of the BBC's famous race combinating duo? Are they A, Saint and Greavesy, B, Anna Ford and Johnny Morris, C, Murray Walker and James Hunt? 3. What is the name of Amstrad's founder and boss? Is it A, Barry Amstrad, B, Edgar Lustgarten, C, Ellen Sugar? Okay, then you've done that. But what if more than one person gets all the answers right? It could happen, you know. Well, we've thought of that. To act as a tiebreak, we want you to complete the following sentence. Everyone working on Amstrad Action deserves a 100% pay rise because... Cut out the form, or photocopy will do if you don't want to mutilate your beloved magazine, and send it to Console Compo, Amstrad Action. The closing date is September 30th, so get cracking. NB. Only one entry per person is allowed. Multiple entries will be taken into the car park, doused in petrol, and ignited. Last but not least, we need to know all your little personal details. Please insert below. Wads. Happy birthday, Maxam. Forum and end your technical turmoil. Drop a line to Dr. Waring. Uh-oh. A madman writes. I have written now 3 times and am now crying with desperation. Why the hell won't you print my letter? Is it because I'm a leper or something? I mean, you printed my letter for the AA helpline, but no, not a bloody sausage to help me. I mean, come on, what must I do for one measly reply? Tip you off a cool million or what? All I want to know is how to change 2 banks of memory around on the 6128. As I bought the machine off a friend, and he had no manual. I've written to lots of people and shops for the answer, and this is my last resort. No one seems to know what I'm talking about, or they don't know how to do it. I mean, you print pointless letters about them not typing in the type-ins properly and then moaning when they don't work. I ask you why. I'm now convinced that all of you at an AA are all the same person working under different code names to avoid detection, because you're all CIA agents, really. See, I'm that desperate. I'm losing my mind. Cuckoo. Please, times 3 million, print my one and only letter. J. Foster, Newport. Bribes are always welcome, though. Obviously, the bigger the better. We accept all major credit cards and quite a few minor ones too. So, despite you being completely bats, your cash donation is when you will reply. CPC Basic has no provision for using the extra 64K memory available on the 6128. However, inside one of your system disk, there's a program called Bankman. Type run Bankman to install it. Several OS6s are set up for you to use within Basic. And it goes on for that. I've had to be brief, but much more detailed information is available in the CPC's manual. If you're interested in using Bankman, I strongly recommend you try and get hold of one. Try Helpline. Though why somebody would help such a despicable toad is beyond me. Many of our enterprising readers have come up with programs that make clever use of the extra memory of the 6128. Check out recent pages of type-ins. Bouncy. For 6-runners who would like to use the Bounce program, type-ins AA58 can do so by making the following alterations. Here you go. Spectrum Action. I'm writing to you hoping you can help. I need a cassette micro switch. I've tried all my local computer shops without success, so I'm asking if you knew where I could obtain one. The part I need controls the power to the cassette deck on my Spectrum Plus 2. It has 2 small strips of metal, which when you use the deck, these make contact. I'd be grateful if you could give me details on how to obtain it. AJ Cooler, London. Just a minute, AJ. You're aware this is an Amstrad magazine, hence the name Amstrad Action. We hate Spectrums in this office and dislike Specky owners even more. Maybe you should have written to your Sinclair, available from all bad news agents, at £1.70. Then again, they'd probably have given you a silly reply, saying that things aren't made like they were in the old days, and how you could get a whole new Spectrum for £1, and still have change for a packet of woodbines and a night on the town, or something. So, good idea writing to us then. Top marks. We're far more helpful than that Matt Blimey fellow. We flipped through the pages of that shameful rag YS. In the small ads under the repairs and spares section, we found a suitable candidate. When we phoned up the company and explained the problem, they said, "Never heard of no microswitches in the Plus 2. Maybe it'd be better if you spoke to them yourself and explained exactly what the problem is." In any case, they told us that a small repair like that would only cost around a tenner. So you may be better off letting the professionals take care of it. Call RA Electronics. Yeah, does this guy know what magazine he's writing to? Possible mission. In the August issue, AA59, you told Kevin Sharp from Mansfield that the Multiphase 2 can't take advantage of the high capacity of a second drive. You lied. By typing B: file name when saving programs using the multiphase, the program will be saved to drive B. Sadly, however, that only leaves room for 5 more characters in the file name. But I'm sure that would be 6 more characters, wouldn't it? But I'm sure that Kevin could devise a program that will allow him to use 8 letters in his file name. Getting no clues from me. Also, from issue 59 in reaction, there was mention of an Emma Broadley comeback. I can only hope for Sandy's sake that you were joking. Philip Tricklebank, Chester. Yes. Good. State Electronics again. Genius Mouse. Cheat mode book, still selling this. You've seen the cover mount, AA56, you read the blurb, now buy the book. Cheat mode 2, the Revenge is here. Still. Free RAM disk drive. Ooh, fancy. More than the new Plus range. Paris in the spring. For once, Amstrad spared no expense. A dozen journos were flown over from Gatwick in the late spring to join the French, Italian, and Spanish scribes assembling in Paris. The air-conditioned Hotel Meridian was the next stop from the airport. With 6 bars and a foyer you could have parked the plane in. That evening, dinner at the Eiffel Tower was accompanied by a violent electrical storm that sent sightseers scurrying from the upper levels as the lightning crackled and crashed around the metal structure, and the rain swept down in sheets. Next day, it was off to the CNIT Exhibition Centre, a huge domed complex of high-tech computer stores and conference suites. The hotel was big, but this place could have swallowed a small town. It was here that the cream of Amstrad's upper management had assembled to unveil the new Amstrads to 24 slavering journalists. Gatwick was stuffy, Paris was hot, and CNIT suite was hotter. But the new Amstrad hardware was the hottest of the lot. Only now can the story be told. The facts in the nutshell. These are facts. Amstrad is launching 3 new machines. 2 of them upgrades to the existing CPCs, the third a brand new games-only console. All 3 machines feature substantially enhanced hardware and sound capabilities, together with brand new styling. All 3 machines have a cartridge port built in, as well as 2 joystick ports and an analog joystick port. The GX4000 console will come with 2 games paddles and the ocean driving game Burnin rubber. It will work with either a domestic TV or monitor. The new 464 Plus is basically the old CPC 464 completely restyled. Only cartridge-based software will be able to use the enhanced hardware. Not true. In other respects, the 464 Plus has identical performance to and total compatibility with the old 464. The 464 Plus comes with 1 games paddle and Burnin rubber on cartridge. The same applies to the 6128 Plus, basically has 6128 in a new box. The uprated graphics and sound can only be used by cartridge software. Again, not true. Otherwise, the machine is identical to the old model. The Amstrad monitors have also been completely restyled. There is now a paper white 12-inch mono version and a 14-inch color monitor. Both have stereo speakers to cope with the enhanced hardware stereo sound capability. The price of the GX4000 console will be £99. The 464 Plus will sell for £229, with mono monitor £329 for a colour version. The 6128 Plus will cost £329, for colour version costing £429. These prices represent only a £30 across the range increase on the old models. Software on cartridge will be manufactured and distributed by Amstrad alone, but on behalf of any software publisher with a worthwhile product. Publishers writing for tape and disc formats can just carry on as before. They will simply not be able to take advantage of the hardware enhancements. Again, not true. But no one knows that yet. Well, there's the man himself. Logic does not prevail in the home computer business. If it did, it would be dead long time ago. And there he is again. Oh look, it's the Master System. Upgrade or die. Pre-reckon second-hand prices of existing CPCs will be around half the original price. Here then, those prices for these and the new machines. Well, just you wait to get prices on the console. It won't take long. Tape and disc users. At first, only a dozen or so software producers are going to be writing games for the cartridge format. All the rest will carry on running for tape or disc format as before, and these games will run both on the CPCs and the new pluses, no problem. So unless you really want to rush out and get Amstrad's Brill enhanced hardware and all the latest games, life goes on as before. Those happy with tape and disc software, both publishers and users, can go merrily on their way with no worries. Oh, Amstrad Plus, Roland Perry is Amstrad's Group Technical Manager. He was the driving force behind the original 464 and the man responsible for the latest Amstrad machines. So what's special about the new Plus range? Aren't they just the same computers with a few cosmetic changes? Nope. Well, we get to see the insides again. This time of the computer version. And the old ones, of course. Roland on the ropes. The question that all programmers must be asking is whether they can use the enhanced features for the machine from their own programs. Will we see games loading from tape or disc making use of the remarkable new features? We put this to Roland Perry, Amstrad's favourite boffin. As you might expect, he was just a tad cagey. Will the Plus models be able to use the extra hardware on the cartridge? Extra hardware is not on the cartridge. For instance, would you be able to write a machine code program to use the extra colours and the hardware for the console? No, it's not our intention that it should be used in that way. But would it actually be possible, though, with a hardware widget, for instance, or not? I don't think it's in anyone's interest to encourage people to go hacking around and attaching all sorts of gubbins inside their computers. It's not our plan to do that. Don't worry, you don't need any widgets. You don't need any widgets to do it. Anyway, the shape of things to come. Previews. Burning Rubber. The game cartridge supplied with the console and Plus range is just a glimpse of what's in store. The game is road tested on page 45. There are games galore coming the console way. Many are upgraded versions of existing games rewritten to take advantage of all that the new hardware has to offer. There are plenty of brand new titles too. They should be around soon, after the machines appear in the shops in September. Ocean is supporting the new computers heavily and expects to have a dozen games ready in time for Christmas. Good luck with that. They will cover a wide range of games types to cater for all tastes: racing games, martial arts, puzzles, arcade games, simulations. There'll be a place for them all. It's not just Ocean that's in on the action though. Most of the top European games publishers have staked their claim in the market. US Gold, Nomark, Anco and Titus are just a few of the big names busy getting the games ready for the console's first appearance in a few weeks' time. And just to whet your appetites, here's a little foretaste of what's coming your way. Batman the Movie, original review in AA51 by Ocean. Licensed from the film of the same name, Batman the Movie is excellent license. Yeah, that will be released. It'll just be the same, exact same game with the enhanced palette. And nothing more. Shadow Warriors CPC review AA59 by Ocean. That you will not see. Operation Thunderbolt CPC review AA52. Here again, I think it's just enhanced palette thing. Chase HQ CPC review AA54. No, you won't see that either. We'll see that. Well, I was going to say the sequel, but that was planned. It was done and it was never released. You got RoboCop 2 by Ocean, the sequel to the best-selling RoboCop, which stay in the software charts for absolutely yonks. Will be released to coincide with the new film. This one's going to be a real sizzler. The game will closely follow the plot of the film, with Alex J. Murphy walking through hell and high water once again, as well as plenty of inferior baddies to kill. This time RoboCop is an adversary equal to himself, a nasty RoboCop that he must overcome to finish the game. That will get released. Fire and Forget 2, The Death Convoy. Look, you got a screenshot of this one. French software house Titus is following up its road and airborne shoot 'em up Fire and Forget for a new, even tougher version. Flying an all-powerful combat vehicle, you must pursue a convoy of ruthless terrorists along the winding road to save the world from nuclear oblivion. Along the way, you have to fight off 60 different enemies in your bid to reach the lead vehicle in the final showdown. The screenshot shows just how much difference the extra console hardware has made. The main sprite is much faster and more detailed, while the sky in the background now graduates smoothly from pale to dark blue, an effect impossible to achieve on the old machine. Yep. This one did get released. In fact, I think it is reviewed in the next issue. Don't expect that many reviews, though, between now and at least Christmas. Clax, CPC Review, issue 58. Clax is like nothing you've played before, well, except Tetris, maybe. It's one of a new breed of games that combine arcade skills with lateral thinking. Oh, look. Get rid of the bot, I suppose. Crazy Cars 2 with Titus. You're behind the wheel again, this time chasing bent cops involved in the stolen car scam. It's down to you to smash the racket, but the Rozzers know you're onto them and are prepared to use all their powers to stop you. Yep. That will get released. No, we haven't. Have we? Keep wondering, have we seen the review of Crazy Cars 2 yet? At least not. Escape from the Planet of the Robot Monsters, CPC Review AA59. No, they will never get released on cartridge. Kickoff 2, Anko. The original Kickoff is considered one of the finest soccer sims around, with the CPC version AA55 lacked as graphics and more than made up for in gameplay. A cartridge version with its super fast sprites won't suffer from the same aesthetic annoyances as its predecessor. There have been plenty of footy games in the past, even more than ninja simulators. The object is the same. At the end of the day, you need to put the ball in the net more times than the opposition. What makes KO stand out of the crowd is its wonderful playability. It's simply one of the fastest games ever. Except it does not get released on cartridge. I think it does get a regular version. That's about it. I think there's a cartridge version. Pretty sure on that one. Put it this way, there's not a lot of cartridge software in the end. Alright, Burnin Rubber, Ocean, free with GX4000 console and Plus machines. The first Amstrad cartridge game is here. Ocean's Burnin Rubber comes free with the GX4000 console and the 464 Plus and the 6128 Plus. And the verdict? It's absolutely stunning. For the full review, read on. Here's a first game review. When you've finished admiring your console and pretending it's something out of Stingray, you're ready to play Burnin Rubber, the first ever Amstrad console game. Could this be the start of a new era of gaming? First, big, wonderful difference. There's no sitting and looking at loading screens. Plug in the cartridge and instantly you're there. All set, then it's race time. What you drive is a bright red Le Mans style racing car. A machine capable of over 200 miles per hour in the right hands, and the world's most expensive shunt in the wrong ones. Your job is to tackle a twisting race circuit and about 12 other cars. Be warned, when you try to pass these though, as in the real thing, not all sportsmen are sports. First of all though, you must qualify for the big race. This is done in a small circuit with right-hand bends only. The speeds are very high, and there are other cars on the track trying to qualify too. Still, if you keep your clog down and don't crash, you gain the place on the grid. Don't expect pole position first time round though. Spectacular slides and excursions onto the grass will lose you valuable split seconds, while collisions with the scenery or other cars will either send you careering into a spin or cartwheeling down the track, depending on how fast you hit them. Unless your name is Nigel Mansell, you will probably be buried in the middle of the pack on the starting grid after qualifying. No problem, there's a long race ahead. For all the cars you overtake on the way, though, there are always more ahead of you. Funny that. Anyway, you must cast all such thoughts from your mind and concentrate as the lights change, and you all screech off towards the mountains. The other car's initial acceleration is better than yours, so they remain in front, but once you hit a ton, you start to overhaul them. The swines tend to hug the inside of the curves, so you often have to overtake them whilst clinging desperately to the last few inches of tarmac on the outside of some ferocious bends. A fair amount of bumping and shoving goes on between the cars, but it's best to avoid this since it loses you speed and can even be knocked into a spin. And if you do decide to visit the surrounding scenery, your speed is reduced dramatically as the car thrashes its way over the grass. There's a lot of roadside furniture such as billboards, street lamps, flagpoles and trees. Hitting any of these at great speed results in an incredible tumble and end over end. You can drive away from these crashes though. In fact, the car can't be harmed at all and never needs maintenance or fuel. It's probably Japanese. Crashing may be safe, but the time it costs is crucial. You see, to stay in the race, you have to reach special checkpoints situated every few miles within a time limit. Seconds remaining are displayed at the top of the screen, but don't spend too long steering or you'll end up cartwheeling through the scenery. That's basically the aim of the game, to stay on the race as long as possible. It is possible to drive so well on earlier stages that you build up a reserve of time, but one bad smash and it's gone. And those time limits get tougher and tougher the longer you race. Burnin Rubber looks amazing. The increased number of colours on screen compared to the old CPC give apparently increased resolution and much more subtle shading. The cars are very detailed, especially your red machine. It looks mean from behind, but it's worth crashing or spinning out a few times just to see the side and front views. The objects that flash past the sides at track are also superbly drawn. The almost obligatory Amstrad and Ocean ad hoardings are seen, along with many other interesting and graphically brilliant items. The 3D scrolling is smooth too. Perhaps the most spectacular thing about the graphics though are the changing colours. Your progress isn't measured solely by tightening time limits and escalating points. As the race goes on, it begins to get dark. Slowly, almost imperceptibly, the sky takes on a reddish tinge. The landscape darkens and twilight advances, just like the 24-hour Le Mans race. Burnin Rubber goes on through the night. Its colours are shown off beautifully when during the race dusk falls. A sunset of which Turner would be proud settles across the land as the cars move swiftly through the gloaming. The light fades gradually into a wonderfully atmospheric blue-black night. As you race, you encounter hills, dips, and tunnels. There are lights inside these tunnels to show you the way, but the walls are a lot harder than the grass verges outside, and you can lose precious seconds as your bodywork scrapes a shower of sparks from the concrete as you overcook a bend. Other hazards include crashed opponents sitting helpless on the road or veering in front of you after striking each other glancing blows. Once the basic controls have been mastered, the game becomes very playable indeed. If you don't like the standard controls, you can change them on an option screen right at the start of the game. Collision detection is good, perhaps slightly generous. Your car can squeeze through gaps that will have you sucking on your breath. This adds to the fun, especially as the bumping and barging causes sparks to fly off the cars. Road holding is good, with the car sliding noisily towards the verge and giving you plenty of warning if you are going too fast. Skidding sounds are heard and plumes of smoke spin off the tyres. Unfortunately, the sound is not quite up to the same high standard. The option screen has a jolly tune playing. The car has a thin staccato sound which rises and falls with the revs. The skid noises are recognisable, but the crashes sound like a toy car being thrown down some stairs. The sounds do not really detract from the game, but they don't exactly add anything to it either. And having to qualify before each race gets a little tedious, but you soon learn the best route to take, and it's good to see your lap times improving. Apart from the sound, the only quibble is the Sega-like hand controller. Confirmed joystick users will not be too impressed by its size and the initial vagueness of its direction control. But it gets better with practice. It's also possible to use a standard joystick with Burnin Rubber, but since these only have one fire button, the car needs to be set up with automatic gears. So if you want to drive a real racing car, persevere with the paddle. Overall, it's a hell of a start for the console. An incredible game to see and to play. And the machine's capabilities are bound to be stretched even further in the future, we can look forward to some wicked games. Burnin Rubber passed a checkpoint. At 188 mph, the tunnels require steel nerves. the spectacular world of sports car racing. Crash! Dangerous and glamorous, the Le Mans 24-hour race has come to be seen as the ultimate example of, well, driving very fast at night with people watching. The racer was originally to test the reliability and quality of motor cars, but as more dosh was spent on the cars, they became less and less like the road models. The lack of manufacturing restrictions meant that in 1955, cars capable of 180 mph rocketed past 745cc buggies doing around 50. Inevitably, a major crash occurred, and very nasty it was too. 82 people lost their lives. Since then, safety standards have increased along with the speeds. Porsche dominated the sport in the 70s with their Mega 917 cars. These were capable of 260 mph and reached 60 mph in 2.2 seconds. The driver would need to be peeled off the seat after a race. German supremacy continued with the unbeatable Mercedes in the 80s, but in 1990, Jaguar won. The plucky British lads with the best car ever thrashed everyone with ease and came in both first and second. And Mercedes? They didn't take part. The verdict. First day target score, 300,000 points. Graphics, 100%. Well, had to be, didn't it? Sonic, 60%. Grab factor, 71%. Staying power, 96%. AA rating, 92%. The shape of things to come. So I guess now we play it. Burn rubber, F2. Yeah, no loading. If I want to start, fire two for options. I haven't even seen inputs of this, have I? No. If I want to set controls, so I try to set gears. Gears are automatic. Okay, we'll leave it at that then. Set controls. Press a key for gear down. Oh, use the joystick. Let's go. Prepare to qualify! Oh. Okay. We'll restart that then. Get him to reload. Go. Whee. Out of the way, dude. Right, you just turned in front of me. Come on, 56.5, you have qualified for 7th position. Prepare to start the race. Lap 1. There we go, our bells. Whoa. That was close. I can't see much in front of me here. Alright, go. It's the first checkpoint. Extended play. Nowhere near as easy as qualifying was. Whee! Bouncy. Well, let's probably put pay to that. Well, they're already advertising SCI on here. That tunnel. God. That was going well. Oh, time's up! Try to the pits. I don't think I've ever finished a lap on this stupid thing. Yeah, I think you have to do 4 laps to finish the game. Have another go. Way to qualify. Just turn around in front of me. Qualified, 6th position. Oh yeah, you're supposed to get higher than that. F1. Get away. Push me into push me into anything. Ugh. Rude. I'm away. Just run around to me. Oh, damn it. Damn it. Oh, no. I screwed it up. Yeah, time's up. Right at the finish. Damn it. Right there. Right at the damn finish. Well, I mean, finish the lap. Enough of that, I think. We've got to see most of the track at least. It's just 4 laps of that. It gets dark. Kind of sucked. Didn't quite get 300,000. We'll move on. Next game. Well, it's action test. The very next thing. Just the thing for the summer holds blues. An AA summer budget bonanza. Hostages. Infogrames joins the battle against international terrorism in a tense battle of wits, nerves, and sheer reactions. The good, the bad, and the completely headstand. An absolute barrage of bouncing budgets. Oh boy, it's a monsters. Ooh. Also reviewed Pro Boxing Simulator, Spaghetti Western Simulator, World Soccer, Back to the Future 2, T-Bird, Quattro Sport, Mike Reed's Pop Quiz, and The Monsters. The first game, well, second game technically, is Hostages by Infogrames, $9.99 cassette, $14.99 disc, joystick or keys. As usual, the unthinkable has happened. Yet again, an embassy has been seized. Once more, hostages are involved, and guess who is in charge of the team of anti-terrorist agents sent to rescue the poor souls incarcerated behind the final Georgian facade? Yep, you got the job. £2.50 an hour, start on Monday. Your team of 6, a direct intervention combat team, has 3 jobs to do. Firstly, 3 of them must deploy as snipers around the embassy. A map can be called up which displays the position of each man and where he should be. The terrorists continually sweep the surrounding buildings with spotlights, and you must keep your men out of the glare as they creep or forward roll their way along. If they are spotted whilst getting to their positions, the rascals inside open fire, and your man must move fast. If he doesn't, he's dead. Once your team, all the survivors, have reached their hides, and prime their rifles, part 2 of the rescue operation can commence. Your men fix their sights on the windows of the embassy. Occasionally, the silhouettes of the terrorists appear. You must loose off around, ideally at the silhouette's head. For the most part, though, you play a waiting game, searching from window to window with your scope. Time is ticking by as the clock on screen indicates, so don't spend too long blasting out windows. However, the more undesirables you eliminate through the windows now, the fewer you have to deal with later on. The third phase of the siege is the assault. A helicopter lands 3 more DICT men on the roof of the embassy. One by one, they must abseil down the side until they reach a window. They then bounce on it until it breaks and tumble inside. The view changes to a 3D perspective, with the DICT men able to look and move in the compass point directions. A cunning game of hide and seek has begun. Your man has only line of sight to help him survive. Oh, he also has a map of the floor he is on, with the positions of any other souls pinpointed on it. You must then creep up on them, bursting in through the door and firing rapidly and accurately to liquidate them. You have an automatic weapon with limitless ammo, so spraying is often the best way to clear the rooms. To add to the excitement, the terrorists move around the embassy at will and react to the sound of your gunfire. They hide behind the doors of the rooms you are clearing, thus forcing you to spin around 180 degrees after bursting in. This can take valuable milliseconds, and the terrorists might be able to snap off a shot at you. The reaction speed of the terrorists is dependent on the level you set at the beginning of the game. On the easiest level, the ruthless subversives dither around, giving you time to pump several hundred rounds into them. On higher levels, they are faster than Clint Eastwood. The hostages also feature on the higher levels, and those sneaky terrorist types often hide behind them. A careful aim is needed to avoid hitting the innocent guys. To succeed, you must eliminate all the terrorists and group together all the hostages on the 3rd floor. If you killed any during the firefight, you haven't succeeded 100%. Though, tough but life goes on. Whether the ethics of hostages are acceptable is up to the individual, but Infogrames has produced a varied game with good graphics. The gameplay is limited in both the deploying of the marksmen and their subsequent sniping, but the 3rd section inside the embassy is nicely done and addictive. It is very satisfying to suddenly face 2 armed terrorists on the stairs and to gun both down before they can react. Sound is rudimentary but effective, as the graphics are the strong point. Ultimately, the game rests on the embassy assault section. It's the sort of game you will return to with a vengeance after the 20th showing of Who Dares Wins, the film. You'll need a rest between embassy storming sessions. James Lewis Collins Leach. Second opinion. Hostages combine some nice graphical sequences with good gameplay. It's fun for the first few goes, but the first section becomes a drag. First aid Taylor score. Rescue 2 hostages. The verdict. Graphics. 82%. Slick, workable views. The embassy is nicely finished. Sonics. 68%. Tense little tune fits in well. Ah, the sound of gunfire. Grab factor 60%. The first 2 stages soon get tedious. Staying power 74%. The last stage is a real challenge. One eventually tires of the killing. AA rating 76%. Now the SAS can be fun too. Okay, sure. Huh. Time to start learning from disk again. An embassy has been overrun by a group of terrorists. Stop. Their demands are unacceptable. Stop. It is up to you to free the embassy and disarm the terrorists. Stop. The name of your mission is Operation Jupiter. Stop. The other name of the game. Oh. Hostages. Copyright 1988 by Infogrames. Amstrad CPC Vision by New Frontier. Mega Code by Zydro. Graphics by Fustor and McAlby. Music by McAlby. MCLB. Fine keyboard or joystick? Joystick, thank you. Media map. Spacebar. Are you sure? Loading game. So, Lieutenant, Captain or Commander is a difficulty, I guess. Lieutenant. Mission training, mission target, mission ultimatum. Is this a difficulty? I don't know what the difference is. Mission training, mission target, mission ultimatum, mission assaultage, mission assault. So training. Your mission, Lieutenant, and that of your men will be to find the 3 positions marked by a cross on this plan. Once you are there, you must survey the side of the embassy in your field of view, vision, and you must intervene in the assault to protect your team. It is up to you to play Delta, Echo, and Mike. Good luck! Okay, let's go. Now you are Delta. These are spotlights. I want to avoid these. Run along. So, jump over. Oh, good. In we go. Map. Got one dude here. Function keys to switch. There we go. Let's go move him. Move all 3 of them. Doesn't say which one has to go where. As long as one gets to the where they should be. Yeah. Jeez. Ow, 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 ow. He's not going to be going very fuzzy now. Oh, okay. Now you are Mike. In that thing. Come on. He's just there. This is going to be a long, long walk. Ow! Get in there. Get in the hot club. Okay, this is going to be fun times. Yeah. Oh, jeez. Oh, he's dead. Oh, press return to go on to the next stage. Or delete to restart. We'll go on. Turn disc over. Here's a window. Anything appear? You have a time limit. What? This window. Alright, next window. That's it. Nothing here. Nothing in there. Oh, is there any up or down here? No. Here we go. Got something. Oh, I think I missed it. More? No. More? Up here again. No. Guy. He's got a bit of luck. Oh, he's gone. Damn it. Nope. I don't know if I had him there. Still got 2 minutes left on this. Wait, time's not going down. What is this? It's not going down very fast, is it? Back to Delta. There's not much happening here. Oh. Oh, he's dead. He just fell off. It's handy. Right back there. Nope, he falls off. I have no idea how that works. How the upside works. Well. Oh, oh. It falls again. Oh. I have no idea how that works. Oh. Oh, we had to try again. Oh, not in here. I see nothing. Nothing. Oh, oh, oh. shut the window anyway. Ah. No. There's a Absol. Oh, he's dead. We're at the top here. We are. Oh, let's go. Okay, we got in. Got him. Yeah. So these green dots are where the terrorists are, huh? Got him. Huh? we do it? I don't know what happened. We got all the terrorists, didn't we? I don't know. Is it a good ending or not? Anyway, we'll move on. We've seen all the game. Next game. Mel Crutcher, computer fun line. Blow your brains out by the looks of it. Well, Pro Boxing Simulator. You can tell by the screenshot we've played this one before. They just slapped a different name on it. This is by fair means or foul. It was originally released by Superior Software. This is budget re-release. Pro Boxing Simulator. So we don't have to play it again. It's the same game. This one, Pro Boxing Simulator by Codemasters. $2.99 cassette, joystick or keys. Maim, smack, punch, gouge, kill. Boxing generally excites the baser instincts in men. If you like violence, all the fun of a good thumping is here, with much more besides. In Pro Boxing Simulator, you can indeed, and are expected to, use foul moves such as headbutts, kicks, kneeing, and groin punches. The ref periodically drifts away from the action, and your foul's indicator glows green, indicating that it's time to deliver an underhand blow. Your opponent also cheats mind, and all the time the crowd cheer for more. If it wasn't so tongue-in-cheek, it would be worrying. The pugilist's energy is measured by bars below the action. Reach 0 and you're KO'd. You have 5 lives, but need to win each round to survive. Spotted fouls also lose your life. As you beat each successive opponent, you fight a harder and meaner one, so there is an incentive to continue with the frenzied battering. The graphics are great. The boxes look like blocky cartoon characters as they circle. The whole display is clear, with the hopeless ref wobbling amusingly around the ring. The sound of the fight goes well with the fun graphics. It's like a martial arts bout with snap and crack sounds every strike. Overall, Pro Boxing Simulator is fun. It is possible to beat the computer if you resort to nutting and kicking, but playing against another human is better. The only gripe here is that the keyboard controls are difficult to use because there's so many close together. And ultimately limited, as most fighting games are. This one will nevertheless make you laugh. One of the better budget games. James Leach. Sing an opinion. Nah, it's a good blow, really? No, I mean, Harry. First day tail score, beat Mild Martin. The verdict graphics 61%. The ref's great fun to watch. Sonics 54%. Bruce Lee chopping noises. Grab factor 51%. Takes a while to master the fouls. Staying power 57%. Fearing opponents get tougher. A rating 58%. A smack 'em in to make you laugh. Zed, we've played it before, so we don't have to play it again. We're going straight on to Spaghetti Western by Zeppelin. $2.99 cassette, joystick or keys. There's rootin' tootin' shootin' aplenty down at the Dodge City. Why? Because he, the itchy trigger finger Clint Westband, is coming to town. He ain't good. He ain't really bad, but he sure is ugly. And he'll do anything for a few dollars more. Oh boy. Clint is a bounty hunter. He's out for all he can get. And don't care what he has to do to get it. Whether it's gunning down outlaws or just picking up with discarded dosh, he'll do it for a fistful of dollars. He starts by walking into town. The situation immediately becomes hostile. Missiles of surprising variety are thrown at Clint as he moseys along. His assailants remain out of view, though, so all he can do is put a bullet into the fast-flying objects to bring them to a halt. Surprisingly, this bottle-shooting act earns a much-appreciated bounty. Clint walks with the gait of an arthritic tortoise, so attempting to dodge the airborne articles is virtually impossible. And unfortunately, he's about as quick off the draw as the aforementioned disadvantaged genus Tortilla. And his aim is about as accurate too. More often than not, Clint gets hit by the incoming projectiles, zapping his limited energy supply. As Clint ambles along awkwardly, the poor bloke looks saddle sore after running through the desert all day. He comes across some real desperados who aren't scared to show their faces. They don't really have too much to fear. By the time Clint's trembling fingers have pulled back the trigger, they've disappeared behind the doorway window they came from. Graphics are blocky and badly drawn. Sound is crude and limited to gunshots and bleeps. It's annoying to play. You can see the axes and whatnot flying towards you, but it just takes too long to get out of the way or shoot them. Gunning down the bad guys is even harder. By the time your shot's lined up, they've gone again. Spaghetti Western deserves to be buried in Boot Hill. First day target score, $1,000. Second opinion, Clint is a shambling bow-legged old dinosaur. So what's new? The verdict, graphics 34%, blocky and ill-defined. Sonics 31%, just beeps and bangs. Grab factor 41%, difficult to control. Staying power 36%, too hard to get anywhere. A rating 37%, a 2 bits of a gun. Oh, we get to play it. Alright. It's too fast to read. Play level 1, press fire. You don't even get a title screen or anything. Alright. Alright, off we go. You guys are wambling along. Store this way. Ooh, bomb. Oh, got it. Brook. Oh no, it's not Brook. It's dynamite. That's a... Ow. He's dead. Oh, game over. Do it again. Play level 1. Get this bomb. Bend down and get it. Oh, fire the damn gun, you idiot. Oh, that was not ideal. Get out of the way of the... Ah, never mind. Got a health back. What is that? Oh, more bullets. Oh. We got $900. Oh, look, you can jump. Oh, sorry, we hit that. Go. There you go, $1,100. We got a... Who's throwing all this stuff out? Oh, we did. Never mind, we did. Game over. Try again. I don't think we've been playing this for very long. I don't know how you use items. Oh, I did not see the thing. Ow. 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 Where did my money go? It was buy a thing? Ow, my butt. Jail. Didn't get his gun out. Ow. About to die. I don't know if we can get this. Well done! Oh, we finished the stage. Play level 2. Press fire. Almost dead again. Oh. Walk. Oh, and we did. Game over. Problem scores $3,000. Ugh. Oh, that's Spaghetti Western Simulator. We'll move on. Next game is World Soccer by Zeppelin. $2.99 cassette. Joystick. Joystick only, apparently. Here we go again with more football. If you still haven't had enough of our national sport, you can seek immediate psychiatric attention. You might also like to play World Soccer. It's a management game with no on-pitch action at all. You choose a European team languishing in the third division of an imaginary EuroLeague, post-1992 perhaps. You have a wad of cash and a rather rubbish squad. You must negotiate the buying and selling of players and change the lineup and formation until you aren't quite as rubbish as the other teams. You should then start to progress up the league, also qualifying for the Zep Cup, which, if you do well, earns you loads of dosh to buy better players. Each player has a name, such as J. Pertwee, W. Hartnell, S. Kubrick, and even T. Webb. And fitness, speed, and ability ratings, as well as player position, so you have lots of information to help you decide who to select. You can get a commentary of your game while it's in progress, or you can just wait for the results. Either way, you see nothing of the match. It can get quite nail-biting as the commentary progresses, and your team gets thrashed soundly. Actually, your team does get better as it acquires skilled players, with promotional possibilities and cup-winning chances looking increasingly likely. Hazards such as bookings and injuries require you to have a few good reserves on the bench too. There are many details such as this which make the game a bit more enjoyable. Another is your scout, who provides a clandestine gent on your opponents, as well as being scathing about your own squad. Graphics are good with large, clear icons for each option. The whole game is joystick driven with no keyboard inputting necessary, and it works well. There is no sound, but this doesn't detract any. The gameplay is fine, with options to save and load from tape, very necessary because it takes many hours to play to get to the top of Division 1 and win the cup. Ultimately, the repetition of the selections does become tedious, but depending on how involved you get and how much you want to win, it provides hours of fascinating Bobby Robson emulation. Overall, World Soccer is a great quality budget game with enough incentive to keep you playing well into the night, desperately trying to break into Division 1. Deja vu for Swindon Town fans, perhaps? Second opinion. Text-only football? About as interesting as watching Luton away. First day tower score. Get promoted. The verdict. Graphics 60%. Only one display, but it's fine. Sonics 0%. Cheers when you win would be nice. Graph factor 71%. Quite easy to master and soon addictive. Staying power 62%. Play for mammoth stretches, then leave it alone. AA rating 66%. Zeppelin has done good with this one, Brian. Who's Brian? If we go in. More football. Learning World Soccer. Please select team name. Team name? Yes, so it's all joystick driven. Inter Milan, nah. Liverpool, nah. Real Madrid, nah. AC Milan, nah. Napoli, no. Dynamo, no. Juventus, Barcelona, Man United, Paris SG, Sampdoria, Celtic, Sevilla, Monaco, Nantes, Marseille, Arsenal, Atletico. I'm not sure that's spelled right. Red Star, Dundee United. Sure, we'll do that. Bank, Medic, Scout. Scouts team report. Our present team status is as follows: defense poor, midfield poor, attack poor. I recommend strengthening our attack. No suitable players available to buy. Defense, field, attack. Well, make. Do we have to do it here? Yeah. So make. Oh no, if you start, you got to start. Start with Q reserve. There we go. That'll do. Next fixture, week 1 in 90 season. Next match is a league home game against Newcastle. Scout considers opposition as follows: defense poor, midfield poor, attack average. Play a match. Sure. Present formation 3-5-2. No, we'll change that. Never mind. Misread that. Change formation. Yes. 3-3-4. Sure, why not? We lose! Woo! Tenants. Gate money. £6,765. So, on here. Commentary on. Let's switch on the commentary. What here? That's the 15th. There's an offer of £7,000 for S. Anderson. Think about it. Offer of £20,000 for B. Jobling. Think about it. Scout, do you have anyone? I mean, strengthening our attack. Any suitable players? Off we go again. So we get the commentary. Week 2 in 90. Scout considers opposition as follows: defense average, midfield average, attack poor. Play a match. Yes. 4-2-4. Sure, we'll do that. Yeah, this is proving to be an exciting match. Sochaux had slightly more of the play, has created the best chances, and are unlucky not to go in with the lead. Some brilliant saves by both keepers have kept the scores level, and the whole crowd is looking forward to more great action in the second half. So at halftime, the score is Sochaux 0, Dundee United 0. This is Josh McDonald reporting for Zep TV Sports News. 0-0. Substitute player? Nope. Off we go again. At half-time, the score was Sochaux 0, Dundee United 0, with Dundee United holding up well to the Sochaux pressure right off the second half. Kick-off Dundee were put under constant pressure. If Dibner gave her the lead, T. Baker increased the lead. Yeah. Sochaux even further ahead after a defensive error, and that was how it ended. The final score is Sochaux 3, Dundee United 0. This is Josh McDonald running for Zep TV Sports News. Gate money, £5,103. Remain strengthening our attack. There are no suitable players available to buy. We need better players. How is our defense here? Damn it. Here we go. You should be starting. Okay. Next game. Week 3 in 90 season. Next match is a league home game against Lille. Poor. Do we have a chance? Probably not. Oh, what did I put no for? Okay, never mind. Okay, play match. Change formation? No. The game so far has been a great disappointment. Action has been limited almost entirely to the midfield, with little in the way of serious attacks by either team. The action continues in a similar vein. I see the little help of anything other than a 0-0 outcome. This is Josh McDonald reporting for Zep TV Sports News. After the disappointment of the first half, this game improved slightly in the second. F. Smith gave Dundee United the lead in the 68th minute with a superbly taken goal. The 87th minute, M. Mungo made the score level after a corner kick, and that was how it ended. So the final score was Dundee United 1, Lille 1. We scored a goal! Oh. Still 18th. Got 1 point. Woo! Oh, I recommend you buy T-Web for £90,000. Do we have £90,000? Here's 66 ability. Sure. We have the money, right? How much money do we have? £50. 57,000. Okay. It's in the midfield. Offer. Yeah, I'll take that offer. No, don't want it. No. Think about it. Alright. Meg always looks depressed. Meg reports that all players are available. Alright, next match. Week 5 and 90. Zaragoza. Scout considers opposition as follows. Defense poor, midfield poor, attack poor. So we have a chance. This is proving to be an exciting match. Zaragoza has had slightly more of the play, has created the best chances, and are unlucky not to go in for the lead. Some brilliant saves by both keepers have kept the scores level. The whole crowd is looking forward to the great action in the second half. So half-time scores, Zaragoza 0, Dundee United 0. This is Josh McDonald reporting for Zep TV Sports News. Oh no, injury! I have no idea what I'm doing. Oh, cancel mate, no? Okay, let's go. Half time the score was Zaragoza 0, Dundee United 0, with Dundee United holding up well to Zaragoza pressure. United were a reborn side after the breakout, playing Zaragoza for most of the second half. T-Web gave Dundee United the lead in the 60th minute after a corner kick. A. Phillips increased the lead for Dundee United in the 75th minute with a superbly taken goal, and that was it. 2-0! Oh, you won! Oh. Alright, we'll do one more. Present team statuses. Attack is now very poor. Apparently. There's no money available to buy players. Groin strain. Oh no. No, we'll leave it at that. Fine. It'll be fine. Poor, average, poor. Ugh. No money available to play for any more players. Alright, one more match. Week 6. Play a match. The game so far has been a great disappointment. Action has been limited almost entirely to the midfield, with little in the way of serious attacks by either team. The action continues in a similar vein. I see little hope of anything other than a 0-0 outcome. Oh. After the boredom of the first half, we were all hoping this game would come to life, but as so often happens in this situation, we were to be disappointed. The game developed into a tedious, scrappy affair with neither side even trying to score. It was not a good advert for football. So the final score is Dundee United 0, Dynamo Minsk 0. This is Josh McDonald reporting for Zep TV Sports News. Somehow we got 12,000 in gate money. See your bank manager. I've got to see the bank manager. Your overdraft exceeds that permitted. Reduce your borrowings. Anyway, I guess we're going to go bankrupt first before anything happens. Anyway, we'll move on. We're just repeating that over and over. Alright. We'll do one more game. The game is Back to the Future Part 2. A Microsoft $9.99 cassette, $14.99 disc, joystick or keys. A blinding flash of light, an almighty clap of thunder, and not so spectacular clatter of trash cans, an ice-covered DeLorean appears from nowhere into a quiet street at exactly 88 mph. It comes screeching to a halt in Marty's front yard. The doc's back, and you, Marty McFly, have to accompany him once more into the paradox-riddled sphere of time travel. Yep, it's time to go back to the future again. The reason for all the fuss is Marty's, as yet unborn, kids, those sprogs are, or will be, in mortal danger unless he can intervene. Time travel can get very confusing. The DeLorean car that Doc has converted to a time machine risks them both to the year 2015. Pity he couldn't have gone back to before 1980 to warn John DeLorean. Anyway, it's now 2015, and Marty must confront the evil Griff, grandson of the just as evil Biff, who has conned Marty's firstborn into committing a robbery. Confronting Griff is a bit silly, really, as Griff's gang chase you on their hoverboards through the streets of Hill Valley. This is the first level. Riding your board, you must reach the town hall whilst avoiding the hordes of Griff's men, also on hoverboards. As if that wasn't enough, the roads are filled with old people with death wishes galvanized into suicidal hinges into your path, dogs, radio-controlled vehicles, and strange robot things. In fact, everything you'd expect from a 21st century street, except cars. When you do see a car, you can grab onto it and hitch a fast ride. This is useful because virtually the whole game is played against the clock, with a countdown running in the status area in the bottom quarter of the screen. Having reached the hall, you progress to level 2. This is a logic puzzle, the object of which is to free Jennifer, Marty's girlfriend/wife. She is in her house, but can only leave if you manage to maneuver her through the rooms and to the front door without meeting anybody else, such as your older self. We told you this time travel business was confusing. This would apparently rupture the space-time continuum. Painful for all. So, by controlling the doors of the house in pairs, shuffle the people around and provide Jennifer with a way out. Sounds complicated, but you soon pick it up. Level 2, once completed, is a good way of gaining extra lives. You can do the puzzle a number of times, gaining a bonus life each time. The situation is slightly different each go, however, and is not easy. Level 3 sees Marty and Doc back in 1985, but all is not well. Hill Valley has become a dangerous, violent place where Biff is top dog, and everyone else goes around thumping each other. It's beat-em-up time. You must walk through this fraught landscape to the DeLorean. You have basic combat moves, but Bruce Lee you ain't, so your fighting prowess seems limited to falling on the floor and swinging your legs in wild arcs. You can use the various objects lying around, but not all are lethal. Try throwing a frisbee at someone armed with a pistol. Time is running out, so hasten along. For some tenuous reason, Marty and Doc must now travel back to 1955 again. This is where level 4 is set. You are now presented with a sliding block puzzle. The likes of which were popular in the early part of the 80s. Or 18th century, but not everywhere. They're slightly animated for extra enjoyment. Working against the clock, you must assemble a picture of Marty with his band. The time factor is the worst thing. You feel the frustration building as the seconds tick away. Beating it gives you extra lives, but you can proceed to the final level whenever you want anyway. It's still 1955. Marty is back on his hoverboard, which he obviously brought with him from 2015, though you wonder where he hid it. He's on it now and chasing Biff, who's nicked his car and is belting through Hill Valley on it. He has an almanac from 2015 and is going to use it to distort that darn space-time continuum by winning vast amounts of money on bets and so on. Presumably Stephen Hawking wasn't consulted on these peculiar implications of time travel. Playing this level is like experiencing time travel yourself. You feel transported back in time to level 1. But there's a subtle difference. The police are after you as well. You race against Biff to get the almanac first, collecting the usual energy points and fighting off Biff's cohorts with tiny punching motions. Perhaps you're getting the idea now. Basically, Back to the Future Part 2 is 3 arcade sequences punctuated by 2 logic puzzles. And that's not the most disappointing thing. The game has unfortunately been ported straight across from the Spectrum, with little has been done to improve or modify it. The arcade sequences play very jerkily and slowly, and are in simple white on black. They take a long time to complete, and the first and last hoverboard sequences frequently involve nothing more than holding the joystick in one direction with the fire button pressed down for minutes on end. It really isn't impressive. The level 2 puzzle is a novelty for a little while, but you soon crack the system and it becomes routine. Level 3 is a slow, sideways scrolling beat 'em up that would look grim enough as a budget game, let alone as a part of a major full price license. Levels 4 and 5 are real deja vu generators. 4 is a rehash of the sliding puzzle game as invented by Cro-Magnon Man, and 5 is really level 1 again with older looking cars and buildings. Back to the Future Part 2 turns your CPC into a Spectrum as far as graphics and sound are concerned. Back to the Future tune plays continuously, and it gets maddening. Movement is slow, and the games are easy to beat, yet tedious because they take so long to do it. Occasionally, bugs and quirks appear. Marty can fly off the screen on his hoverboard, never to be seen again. Good riddance. There's also an intro sequence in which Marty and Doc discuss their dire position. This can't be bypassed, so you have to bear it every time. Between each level, a similar stilted conversation occurs, with the Doc updating Marty with the plot. It's all a bit sad, really. Can this really be the same company that brought us the excellent Blood Witch barely 2 months ago? A Back to the Future Part 3 is promised, but perhaps back to the drawing board would be a better idea. First day target score. Reach level 4. Temporal technicalities. Time is a very tricky thing. You've only got to watch reruns of the Time Tunnel on Sunday afternoons to realise that. And you've got more to worry about than being caught in psychedelic cyclotrons with your trousers too tight. The basic problem is that you can't really travel back in time without affecting the future in some small way. It's no use saying you'll just jump in your time machine, zoot off to Archduke Ferdinand's pad, bring him to the floor with a flying tackle, just as the sniper shoots and prevent World War One. Because if you prevent World War One, who knows how things might have turned out. Your great-grandma might not have met great-grandpa in the Anderson shelter during the blackout on Thursday the 19th of August, and, well, your entire family might not have come into existence, and you then wouldn't be able to go stop World War One, because you wouldn't exist, so World War One would happen after all, and your great-grandparent would be in the Anderson shelter, and, well, we told you it was confusing. Second opinion. With the best will in the world, this is a pretty dire film tie-in. The arcade sequences are spiky graphics and at their worst, and the poor playability merely adds to the general gloom. The verdict. Graphics 51%. Spectrum City. Sonics 59%. The tune will drive you mad. Grab factor 55%. The stages take ages. Staying power 52%. Tedium sets in too soon. AA rating 52%. Sorry, Microsoft, but what happened? Guess we have to play it. Getting back was only the beginning. Oh. Imageworks presents to the Future Part 2. Presented by Imageworks, copyright 1989, PCS and Amblin. Copyright 1990, Microsoft Limited. Starring you as Marty McFly, Dr. Emmett Brown, Jennifer, and everyone else apparently. The Hill Valley Police Department, the Future Family. Amstrad version by Images. Programming going. Okay. Yeah. Music sounds pretty decent to me. Off we go. Oh, intro. Marty, you've got to come back with me. Where? Back to the future. Name drop. Off we go. Whee! And jump. Ow. The remote control car got me. Can we go faster? Is this pick up a ball thing? Yes it is. I don't touch the... I've got to stop. Oh. Is that the old fella? Well. Oh, jeez. Ow. Please keep moving. Extended time. Yeah, 57 seconds. Yeah, it's isometric. Jeez, is that a dog? it's not an old person. They home in on you for reasons. There we go. Oh. Nothing. Not really all that exciting. Oh, there's the dog. Extended time. We're still going. Keep jumping. Well, pick that up. I don't know. Dog. Oh. When does this end? Extended time? Ah, this is the end. Who lets kids play in the streets with their remote controlled cars anyway? Ow. Or just keep jumping. That'd be a lot easier. Oh. Miss. I'm annoyed at this. Extended time. Jeez, jump. This is in. When this is in. Oh. I do not know what these discs do. At a time. Ah, jeez, this is the end. Oh. Oh. Looks different. I'm stuck. Game. I can't jump, can't do nothing. Well, the game broke. Oh, I'm not going through the first stage again, that's for sure. Let's wait for the time. Let's go for the time limit to go out. Nothing? The game doesn't kill you for running out of time? Yeah, alright. Oh. Guess it's that.